So, Hori, what would you like to see from the Thunderbolts in tone, style, and if you've got a particular preference, story beats?
I think I'm expecting and hope that the playful tone to kind of, especially from like Red Guardian and Bucky, like that sarcastic playfulness carries through. I don't expect this to be a super serious film. They are the mismatched heroes. I mean I'd love like that trailer that we got that we've said many a times was like the Zuma trailer or the A24 style. Like I hope that the film is edited that way. I'd love like a Marvel film to have like a completely different feel to it than the standard. I think that would be really good for going forward for the future of the MCU. I don't know what else I kind of expect to happen. I am still strongly on the boat that the asterisk is not going to be New Avengers or whatever.
The
Obvious
only thing I'm worried about with this film
is that.
is how annoyed the reveal of what the asterisk is about is going to annoy me. I
I
know the chances of them doing something that doesn't annoy me with the asterisk is 0.01%. Like, the chances of them pulling that off, I know what I'm like, are incredibly low. What I'm going into this going is, how little is it going to piss me off? If they manage to, like, not actually wind me up that much, I'm like, okay. They've fucking smashed it. But that's my actual only concern going into this film.
I have just had a really, to me, I think it'd be really funny. Maybe this would annoy you because they've
I
done
genuinely don't believe there is a payoff that won't annoy me.
fair. What if there's like just no recognition of it the whole way through? Like there's not mentioned, nothing is discussed about why there's this asterisk through the whole film.
Mm-hmm.
Credits roll, we get a normal post-credit scene. Credits roll, we get a second post-credit scene. But this is Kevin Feige in an office being handed the title card for the first time, or shown what this is what we've done for the Thunderbolts title card, and he goes, "Why is there an asterisk?" And they go, "Well, on the whiteboard there's an asterisk, and it's just like a smudge." And then he goes, "Oh, we'll just leave that in. It'll be a fun marketing thing." Like, what if it is as dumb as something like that?
No, but that would piss me off the most, I think. It being used as just a throwaway gag after like it genuinely being a big part of their marketing would piss me off. Apparently,
I'd be okay.
the post-credit scene is one of the most important in MCU history.
They've said that before.
Or not for a while. They've not been ballsy enough to say that. And apparently it's 2.5 minutes long.
Okay, now that has me intrigued. I will say the pre reviews or discussions that have been coming out from like premieres, everyone is very positive about this film for what feels like the first time in a long time with a Marvel film. And that paired with the slightly different style with the marketing, this like clearly a very different creative take or direction with this film, paired with these raving pre-reviews, has me very hopeful that this is actually going to be a fun, good film that maybe as the MCU starting to try and do some like newer, like more outside the box style.
I completely agree. I think they're not going to commit to this let the director have a bit more vision until the DCU, which seems to be trying that from the get-go, sees some success.
Yeah.
They're definitely dipping their toes in the water a little bit with it.
Mm-hmm.
Then if the first few DCU projects are rave successes because you feel like the touch of the person making it, I think they're going to open it up a little bit and go to Ryan Coogler, Sam Raimi. Okay, we already trust you, and we're going to give you a little bit even more room to work.
If they're smart, they, like you said, they let DCU test the water. Secret War comes, soft reboot,
and then they've got their soft reboot.
Then you go, oh, there you go. Now we can completely change the visual style. Then it will feel like a soft reboot, and we're not stuck in this MCU look that we've had.
Exactly. Again, like I said, I'm very excited for this film. I completely agree. I think the vibe we've got from the trailers of like the team dynamic is going to be great. I know I said I only have one complaint. I have two complaints before the film goes out.
Okay.
The asterisk is not going to be paid off in a way that matters to me. And I'm saying that now. If I am wrong, and I think it's actually a payoff that was worth it, I will admit that. I will hold my head up and go, you know what? Fair enough. However, and I know I sent you these tweets about it, and I tweeted about it. Taskmaster. In all of the trailers, you only see Taskmaster in that one room where they all kind of meet for the first time when they're rescuing Bob. You do not see them in any other place. There are numerous shots in the current theatrical trailer, as we established earlier. I've been to the cinema a lot recently. I've seen this trailer about 9 times now. There are times where they're having like the wholesome moments of the team bonding, and then it cuts to all of them, and there is just no Taskmaster in sight. And it's like, I love you guys. And then it cuts, and it's like, just no Taskmaster. I'm like, it's so painfully obvious. In most of the posters, in any poster that doesn't have Bob, aka Sentry, it looks like they've made the poster and then gone, fuck Taskmaster, and just like stuck them in a corner. Taskmaster deserves better. I hope
it's a double bluff.
They pay this off as a different Taskmaster. If this is a double bluff, and obviously, so the tweet going around is that apparently there's a surprise death early on in the film. As I said on Twitter, if it's not Taskmaster, that is the only way it's a surprise.
Yeah.
If they have, in all this marketing, made it so obvious that Taskmaster is the most dead a character has ever been, and Taskmaster does actually survive, and they've gone nuts in the trailer editing to hide Taskmaster, and they're like the linchpin of the entire film, I am going to give them a reprieve on however pissed off I am with whatever the asterisk reveal is.
Here's the
However,
question, though.
the chances of Taskmaster not being dead are so infinitesimally small that I genuinely think we have a better chance of winning the next 4 lotteries in a row.
Also, then the question is, if it's not Taskmaster who dies, who does? Hey, maybe they don't die. Maybe they just go, I don't want to be on this team.
Do you know what the final nail in the coffin for me was? That Taskmaster absolutely is dead and it's not an editing trick?
The chairs.
No, in one of the scenes, Ghost has Taskmaster's sword.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, maybe she's just fangirling and got a replica. Maybe she's borrowing it. Maybe Taskmaster's other side of the room, you just can't see her.
Funny, I'm very excited.
Yes, so am I.
For Florence Pugh's Yelena storyline. Some of the bits from her in the trailer look phenomenal. And while Bucky is clearly going to be like the leader / heart of this film, I think it's going to feel a lot like a Yelena film.
I think that she'll get obviously
in the best way possible.
Yeah, I do also think the other, like the US agent stuff, they're gonna change our perspectives on those characters a bit, and I think we're gonna feel like all of them have kind of maybe been hard done by a bit too much.
So when we saw the very first teaser for it, we saw Bucky on the bike.
Oh yeah.
And I instantly went, that was so Terminator coded, it's unreal.
I feel like I remember you saying this.
I did say it, check the VOD. Sebastian Stan has confirmed that he was heavily inspired by the Terminator in the way he did that scene.
Like, how are you not gonna, like, you put him in on a bike with a gun in his hand and he's chasing a car, like.
And he's the Winter Soldier, for fuck's sake. Like, he's got
anybody in that situation is gonna be like, I feel like the Terminator right now.
Yes. There was another bit that we spotted in the trailers that we both recognised what it was inspired by instantly. And the director in the last couple of days has confirmed what we had already pieced together. And the internet is not happy. We've seen the Void's powers.
Oh, yeah.
And how, in a very terrifying way, people just turned to dust and are left as a mark on the pavement.
Yeah.
When we saw that, the first thing I said to you was, that feels like the after effects that are famous from like Nagasaki and Hiroshima when the nuclear bombs were dropped.
Yeah.
clearly what they were inspired by. It was too similar to not be.
Yeah.
The director this week confirmed that, and a lot of people aren't very happy about it.
Why?
I think it comes from an element of they think it's disrespectful to the people that died. And I do kind of understand that. However, it's one of these things where art is always inspired by what's happened in the world.
Yeah.
And they're not turning it into a joke.
No.
It's a case of what is the most terrifying thing that's kind of happened in the world.
How do you sell a VFX effect as something that is meant to be terrifying as the viewer? You ground that in something that they can relate, like they understand from reality.
I mean, in the UK, as part of like standard history, even if you don't take it as like GCSE, you study the world wars. And I remember seeing the pictures of the after effect from the atomic bombs, and they are fucking haunting. And I genuinely don't know if there is a better way to express just how terrifying something is than all it being left is a mark.
Yeah.
And I do understand why people think it might be insensitive. I do. I think they might be misinterpreting it as being made light of when that isn't the case at all.
No.
Now, if one of the characters in the film sees this happen to someone and makes a fucking joke out of it, fair enough, be pissed.
Yeah.
But I don't think him going, that's what it was inspired by, when that was clearly the case months ago and you were just maybe a little bit too slow to understand it, doesn't mean you can be angry now.
Yeah. I can guarantee people watch that trailer and were like, holy shit, that looks scary. They're just getting turned into shadows. Their brain has pieced together that they've seen that before. They just hadn't pieced together where they'd seen that.
Yeah. But I think when this was announced, this was probably one of the films I was least excited for. The new style of marketing they've done for it compared to more recent MCU films. The trailers we've seen, I think this might be a very good film. One of them ones that MCU haters kind of go, oh, maybe we're back here. I don't think we ever left.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm very excited for this. The notion that this post-credits trailer is incredibly important has me excited. And the beauty of this is I feel like the trailer doesn't give anything away.
No.
All we know is that Taskmaster's dead and Sentry's in the film.
And Bucky chases down the group, but then ends up leading the group.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I love it. I'm very excited.
Yeah.